Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick La Croix. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs at Pokeyos. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I take my keys to go home. Then say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think for thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun, or sold my soul for the tongue, or death since I was young, or got some voodoo done?
Namaste. Namastizzle. Peace and many blessings. Greetings. Shalom. What's up? The one thing that I hate about Telegram. Greetings, y'all. Magick La Croix here. First, let me say sorry about being a couple minutes late. I've been binge watching just old movies. I just finished watching The Principal. I am about a quarter of a way through Judgment Night with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Stephen Dorff is in that one. It's an old movie, but yeah, so that's why I'm a little bit late. But I'm always telling y'all about Telegram as a social media app. It's a great app to have. The only thing is you're going to get a lot of fucking spam. You know what I'm saying? As this was coming on, I got a call from Hannah. Is this Steven's digital marketing expert? I'm Annie. Look at this shit. Y'all see that? Bullshit. Block user. You can do it right away. Report spam. All right. So what's up, y'all? What's up? Mystic TV. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute. Peace, Portia. Namaste. How are you? How is the family? Namaste to the missus. Hello, Tosh. How you doing? How's the weather there in Chi-Town? Judgment Night was a great one. What's up, Dom? Yeah, it was a great one. Anything that Dennis Leary is in, he's gonna make it hilarious. So he's in it. He's the protagonist, and he's chasing the friends around. So, yeah. What else did I watch? Like I said, The Principal. I've just been watching a whole lot of movies. I plan to do it again for this weekend. Just as a, Father's Day thing. If any of you are fathers, I want to say an early happy Father's Day. Really don't do any holidays, but for the acknowledgement of all the great fathers out there, I hope y'all have a great weekend, okay? We've been bust the myth that we're deadbeat dads. We've been bust that myth. I know plenty of great fathers. So happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. What's up? Peace and blessings. Legacy Sigma. How are you, sir? Yeah. We are well. Sending love to you. Oh, thanks, Portia. I appreciate that. Happy Father's Day to everyone. Yes. So we got into a lot of stuff last live. Lots going on as usual. Not a day can go by when you can have some peace. I'm noticing that it's been a lot of cloudy days, and this is June. This is usually a really sunny month, but they're always playing with the weather, always. And I'm noticing that people are so retarded now. The stores is crowded and people are retarded. Portia, do you have an HEB there? Um, that's one of the main grocery stores that we have. Is better than Walmart. It really is. Uh, just the people just pay attention to how people are acting. You know what I mean? People are just really acting like aggressive and just out of sorts. You know what I mean? Spending the day with my little ones and found a Dragon Tarot deck. I'm excited. Oh, really? Okay. That's what's up. Dragon Tarot. All right. I gotta look to put that in my store then. Dragon Tarot. You're gonna make me look that up. Dragon Tarot. Let's see what comes up. Here's what came up on eBay. $50. But nah, you ain't gonna want to do that one. That's a miniature deck. Let's see. Let's see what they got on Amazon. Let's see. Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck. Huh. I don't see much. I see the ones on eBay. We'll look later. Tell me how that deck works for you. Thank you, Portia. Appreciate you. Peace, Brother Moore. It's the full moon energy. Just got here, though. Tomorrow's Friday the 13th, and it's the full moon. It ain't just that, though. I'm constantly paying attention, and people are just not acting right. You know, people acting so wild. I bumped up my magical. It's a good idea to do just that. Remember, do not leave your house without some kind of protection. Okay. Hematite is one of the best things. Don't forget your purple plate. You know, something, a quartz crystal, something. Someone said that it's going to rain every Saturday to stop Trump from having his presidential parade. Really? I ain't hear that one. It's a Dragon Path working on Amazon. Okay. What's up, Caribbean Grimoire? Namaste. By the way, Telegram made my Pixel phone. Had to delete. Oh, wow. Telegram did that? Sheesh. Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that there are not many Dragon Tarots. I wonder if one of my vendors might have it. Now that I know that, I will actively look for it so that I can put it in my store and have it for sale. Okay, so I did find one on Amazon. Let's see. Yep, I found one. It is $21. Not bad. Kind of cheap for let's see. This is what I found, y'all. Terry Donaldson. Yeah, I see that. Dragon Tarot. I will see about getting it and putting it in my store. What's up, Moonchild? Hey, how are you? What about a Mulivite stone? Is that good? Yeah, Mulivite is good for like psychic energy. They're expensive though. Mulivite is very expensive. It is actually a meteorite. Mulivite. Now that I am on eBay, Mulivite. Yeah. 15 gram to 50 gram size, a kilogram, it's $150. So I'll show you what I'm looking at. Y'all gotta look with me. Check it out. Black Indochinite Techite stone. Okay, the Mulivite manifestation magic and spell. That's a picture. All right, All right, here we go. Genuine Moldavite Herkimer diamond and meteorite, 925 sterling silver pendant, $48. So you get 3 and 1 in that. And here's a Moldavite, 4.4 grams. I promise you these things are small. Trust me. I think I paid $50 for that little fucking piece of Moldavite that I have. I might be exaggerating. I don't know. But $150. That's small. I promise you it is. Anyway, Moldavite would be cool to use for protection. There's just so much that you can use. I've given out so much. You know what I mean? Love and light. Hey, Katrina. What's namaste? What's going on? How is it over there in London, across the pond? Peace, Brother Moore. Brother Moore. Brother Konami. That deck looks dope, does it? Yeah. The Dragon Tarot. I'm gonna see if I can get one of my vendors to make it so that I can put it in the store. Check it out. I didn't know that the Dragon Tarot was rare. Just playing with that love and light shit. Peace and chaos. That's the homie, Katrina. Would you be better off getting the Moldavite oil? No, you'd be better getting the Moldavite, but it's not a requirement or anything like that, you know. Are you familiar with the book Cyclomancy? Yes. Frank Rudolph Young, I am familiar with that one. Cyclomancy is a great book, a great intro into learning you and how to psychically come out, so to speak. The exercises in there work really well. It's an old book. It might be rare right about now. Cyclomancy. Let's see. Cyclomancy book. Oh, okay. It's not much. It's $22. Okay. I had it at one time. I'm not sure what happened to it. The hardcover is $37. The paperback is $22. But I think either Bobby Hemmett or Panic suggested that one to people. I was gifted the stone for your birthday. Hey, what's up, Carrie Crawford? Okay, that's a good gift. Dang, that's because it's not much out. Got to go to Arizona for low-cost crystals. Yeah. Or there's a particular online store that I use called Crystals. I'm gonna have to come back to it. I can't think of it right now. They're upselling them now. When I got some, it was a nice price. Yeah, they upsell everything. Everything's going up, just like I said it would. The post that I put the other day got people not paying attention, you know, that they was going to raise the prices. They're trying to make you as uncomfortable as possible. You will own nothing and you will be happy. And people still not heeding the call. It is what it is. I mean, only people like y'all are going to actually pay attention. So it is what it is. I think mine left me at that point in my life. Spiritually, I wasn't living right. Okay. Oh, it was Panic? Okay. It was Panic. All right. Brother Panic ran a class on that book. Okay. All right. The hardcover is worth it. Here's a link to download it for free. Good looking out, Brother Konami. Okay. I think I have, if I'm not mistaken, I have that book. I have the PDF of Cyclomancy. I am pretty sure I have it. Yeah, I have it. If anybody needs it, hit me up. I'll gladly gift it to you. You know what I mean? Um, it's a great book. It really is. Like I said, it can help you psychically come out. The exercises are worth it. And like everybody was saying, it was Panic who um, told people about that book. So y'all know I recommend a lot of books. So here it is: Cyclomancy, the Secret of Psychic Power Control. And it is written in the same style. This is written in 1966. It is written in the same style that NAP is written in. New Avatar Power. Okay, this is the renaissance of occultism back in the 70s, but this was in 66. But it's still the same style, the same cheesiness, the same, case studies are in the book. Real cheesy, but it fucking works. Okay. Look at the titles here. How the fantastic potential of your primitive auto conscious can work for you. How to put your conscious mind, your sensations, recording center, and your organs control center under psychic power control. And so on and so on and so on. Well, look at this one. How never to get tired by putting your muscle tone on the psychic power control. It's a lot. Yeah, it is a very cheesy book. But get it. It is really good. Like I said, I will put it in Patreon for those of you who are subscribed to me, or you can hit me up. I know I'm really good about putting or giving out or gifting books. Okay, I bought mine from Brother Konami. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Don't forget, Dragon Tarot, but Tarot's not. It's not the end all be all as far as divination is concerned. There are other ways to divine things. Okay. One of the most underused forms of divination is the I Ching. Very accurate. The I Ching. The coins that go with the I Ching can be bought off eBay. All right. Very old form of divination is really good. I Ching. Very accurate. For yes and no answers, though, handy pendulum. A lot of people say pendulum, which I still don't get. There's no J in it. There's no G in it. And look, it gave me a no answer as I was saying that. It's a very great way to get a yes or no answer, and it's giving me a yes answer. You know what I mean? People think that there are no, the only thing you need to do is just buy a pendulum. You need to bond with it too. Okay. There are certain tips and tricks and grounding techniques that you can use to help you get accurate answers. All right. How to use a pendulum. Okay. This is what I've been using since around 2008. And it gives you technique of grounding and centering yourself so that your answers will be, accurate. Because one of the things about using the pendulum is if you want a yes answer, you'll get a yes answer. It can be heavily influenced by your thoughts. So you have to let go and to get an accurate answer. This it says 2002. This is how old this article is. I recently came across this again because I needed to ground myself again. And I put the link in Google, doesn't exist anymore. All right. But to just give you an example, um, tells you what to do here, how to ground. I say grind. You know, again, doesn't exist anymore. This particular website, 2002. So this is 23 years old. I believe in printing shit out, so I printed it out. You know what I mean? How to phrase your questions, spiritual guidance, you know, other uses of the pendulum. You got a chart here and how to use it. Okay. I love my pendulum. You know, at one time, was my only form of divination, and people were actually paying me to get answers from my pendulum. Okay. So the I Ching, the pendulum, and so on and so on. I printed it out. I believe I have more than one version. That's what I do. I do it with all of Kenneth Grant's works. I have printed all his books out. Where can you get a good pendulum from? I heard they should be made a certain way, and a lot of the ones out are off. Yes, a lot. Because you got to understand that, you know, energy is worked strictly on energy. Okay. I suggest cleaning it regularly with Florida water. You know what I mean? Saging it. Okay. To make sure you're not. And there are some people who can actually influence other people's pendulums. Okay. I've been using mine for years. I learned about the I Ching from, the Metu Netter. That brother. Right? Am I right? Ground with a pendulum sounds like a bit of Reiki, like not quite. But no. Grounding, yeah. Visualization for grounding. There's an example. What I need to do, since this is no longer available, what I need to do is write it out and make it a Word document and make it available. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do exactly that. Okay. Because I fucks with y'all. So what Katrina sent me? Where was I going with any of this? Let's see. I want y'all to. There's a clip of me and Terrain I want to share with y'all. And I want you to listen to what he says. Where did I put it? Yes. Right over here. Okay. So we did this last year. All right. We was talking about the gate walking process. Me, Terrain. And I want you to listen to what Terrain says here. What?
But it's archived though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Damn, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, 13.
That's when the occult was fun.
I know. I know. What you got? You got people out here who's, first of all, they saying the word occult, and it's a brand name now. You know what I'm saying? So it's people who doing the slightest thing and saying that they're a master occultist.
I just
And
spoke
then
about this
giving out
the other
classes and
day.
stuff like that. I just spoke about this the other day. About people, the example I gave was some, they went into space supposedly for 10 minutes and now they call themselves astronauts. I just spoke about this. How funny is it that I came across this clip? I don't know what I was looking for, but I came across this. I said, let me reinforce what I was talking about the other day. But continue. That's what it has become.
You know what I'm thinking? You know what's interesting about that?
Mm.
Um, the occultists around the time you're talking about, like 2013,
Mm.
2010,
Yeah, 12.
2008,
Yeah.
the occultists in the field back then were way more deadly.
They were.
And I think people wouldn't even be running around with those titles
Yeah.
because the occultists that some of them that we was rolling with or knew, or even some that we had beef with, was with the shits. They
Yeah.
they was with it.
They
You know what I'm
was with it.
saying?
I
Some of them
knew.
died. Some of them died. Some of them are
Mm-hmm.
alive and they more laid back. But listen, if
Mm.
if you was talking all of that, they was with it, and
Yeah.
they was bringing their demons with them.
It's that I have a couple people come to me trying to save them. I'm like, I ain't getting in the middle of that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. They were a lot more into occultism, and whether they was if they was dark, they was really dark too.
And it was
You know what I'm
protecting.
saying?
It was protecting the secrets and protecting
Yeah,
the
yeah,
system.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Word, word,
A
word.
lot of them, like you said, died or um they're not on social media. I personally know at least 5 of them who was with the
Yeah, yeah.
shits that
It's some
just not on social media.
it's some people I had beef with. We cool now, but like it was going down back in the day. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Like
The
that
good
one,
old days.
that white guy who came in your group talking about me. You was like, we don't do that shit here.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So yeah, what he's talking about, it was really like that back then, around 12, 13. Um, there were beefs that were real beefs. You know what I mean? And it got to a point where people were having beefs, right? And family members were dying. You know what I'm saying? And so they were squashing their beefs, was seeing how serious it was getting. They was, like he said, they was with the shits. You know, a lot of them are laid back now. They don't have like a social media presence like that. It is completely died down from where it was back then. You know what I mean? Um, it was crazy. It was a crazy time to be an occultist back then because again, they was with the shits, you know. I know one guy who got off social media because he said people were so retarded. He hated people more than anything else. And he was like, of course, he was a Virgo and he was a powerful magician, and he had money and he was doing the kind of magic that you were like, damn, you really did that? You know what I mean? But he is not on social media. I recently inquired about him to a mutual friend of ours, and they say he's still around. He's just not on social media. Okay. So, you have a pendulum class on your youth? No, unfortunately, I don't. I don't teach the pendulum. I'll consider it though. If enough people come, asking about it. No, I am obsessed with telekinesis. I know a friend who does it very well. It's fascinating. You mean like Carrie? Carrie. Yeah, funny you mentioned that. I heard plenty of times how some occultists aim to unalive you. I can see it now. They just do vamp magic. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I remember this one guy was arguing with this other guy. I don't never want to say any names because these people are still alive and still around. But they was beefing with each other publicly. And this guy said, I'm going to give you 24 hours to kill me, to take me out. You know what I mean? It was getting like that. And glad to say nothing came of that. But yeah, it is completely went away from what it used to be. Yeah, it was like this, you know. Yeah, yeah. That was around the time Baneful Magic came out. Exactly. That was around that time. Yup. And people were actually putting what he put in that book, people were actually putting that into practice. Okay. In Magic 301, my course Magic 301, I have a class called Black Magic. And it took me, I thought long and hard about actually giving that class. Okay. Because you got to be, with great power comes great responsibility. You heard this term before. All right. And people are just stupid. People will do stupid things over nothing. You know what I mean? That's why it's good to just stay out of some groups. Folks are unhealed and not mentally mature. They feel justified in their overstepping of boundaries. Right. And then you go people who take Crowley's words, do as thou will, they take it to heart. Okay. And will do whatever the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? This is why I was telling y'all that vampire magic is really strong. Those are one of the strongest that I know of. All right. Don't forget, before I get off it, dice too. There are divinations that you can do with dice as well. All right. I forgot that. What's up, Melanin Mommy? What's going on? You on CPT? That's cool. I was late anyway. I was late anyway. All right. So, what did Katrina give me recently that I want to show y'all? Yeah, they still pushing this bullshit, man. I've been pregnant with both genders. Okay. Yeah. They just pushing the shit out of all this bullshit. Look at this. Rest in peace to Sly Stone, who transitioned this week. We're talking about an actual transition. Um, Rest in peace to Ananda Lewis. Teen Summit, for those of you who don't remember her. I think it was cancer that took her out. Nothing played? Really? Oh, wow. I'm so sorry, y'all. I wonder why that didn't play. Did this not play? Can y'all see this?
I'm a trans man and I'm
Tell me
pregnant
right
with my
now if y'all
third
can see
child.
this.
I was given birth prior to transitioning and after transitioning. I was still a mass presenting woman when I had Scholar. When I was pregnant with Amore, I identified as a trans male.
Is that playing for
Who's
y'all?
that, Mama?
It's different.
Bad.
What does transgender mean?
A person who transitioned from the opposite gender that they were before.
How did your dad explain to you that he is transgender?
He showed me pictures of him when he was a girl, and then he explained that he is no longer a girl and that he went through a transition to become a man.
Go ahead, bro. You can get it. How do you feel about my transition?
I feel like you living a dream because that's something you wanted to do and you did it. A lot of people do it sometimes because they're not happy with their gender. If you're not happy with their body, you can always try to change it. You could always try to make a change.
What's your pregnancy going?
It's a little bit overwhelming at this part because I'm pretty big, body going through a lot of changes that I don't wish to go through. Carrying a baby can be amazing, beautiful, but it can also be a lot when you're trans. I've been on hormones for a long time, so I have to stop. I'm 7 months now. Almost there. Almost to the finish.
So now I can do a Dora pause. Dora pause. And then got the nerve. You see, confusing the child. The child doesn't need it anyway. Yeah. Peace to Kezi. What's up? Peace. Demarius Gray. What's going on? I'm just okay. Pure madness. Right. It's just pure fucking madness. Yeah, you can dang their door pause extra for that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and the fact that all of us, they use us to push all these agendas, Speaking of which, I saw just today, that for the WNBA now, they are requiring, I don't know what they're calling it. They're requiring them to say what their gender actually is. This is all about kind of Brittany Griner. It's on YouTube, but the WNBA is now requiring them to actually prove they are biological females. You know what I mean? Brittany, you in trouble, girl. So anyway, let me not do that. Oh, right. So here's a clip from the master teacher as well. I meant to play this the other day when we were talking, and this happens after he plays the clip for Maple Street.
Now, as I said, whenever you see an alien that is dealing with the Illuminati, go get the movie Day the Earth Stood Still. Day the Earth Stood Still. That whole movie is about alien who is a human coming to Earth, talking about a galactic confederation, a one a united universe. And they had created robots, automatons, to keep them in check. Understand that. And came to Earth and said, look, y'all motherfuckers are savage. Look, you're starting to shoot rockets in space, you're starting to explore. If you don't calm yourself down and join the motherfucking Federation or whatever, we're gonna have to fucking turn this robot. The robot's gonna kill your ass. I mean, how many times we've seen that with Terminator, all this stuff, clone of the attack with Star Wars, constantly giving you this automaton as their particular protection. And that's what you see the Nazis, ATF and all that with the black uniforms are. Those are programmed sleepers. Programs with visual implants to see better, night vision, with all kind of robotic parts and nano chips. Understand that? This is real. This is real. And they are creating, at this particular moment, a clone army, if not done already. A clone army. Cloned around a chip. They'll take the DNA, get the chip, and clone the brain around the chip.
Mm.
And the chip, once in that brain, when the clone is fully grown, the chip begins to connect with other chips that are in the body. And those chips are connected fiber optically.
Fiber optically.
Go get the tape by Phil Valentine dealing with Brian Wrong, who has a chip in him. Breaks that all down. But in this particular Twilight Zone episode, you gotta remember, what they used a heart machine to control the emotions of the people in this town. Understand that. Now, what's interesting about that is that they came out with a few movies just recently dealing with the same shit. You got Resident Evil. What happened in Resident Evil? A virus got out and everybody went rage. Went crazy. Everybody's going wild. Turned into zombies or whatever. Then you had the Dawn of the Dead or Night of the Living Dead was remade and done over again. What happened? They were rage. Then you had Cabin Fever. They went upstate or wherever they went and drank some water and they began to rage. Understand that. Go see 28 Days Later. What happened in 28 Days Later? Again, you had rage. So they constantly bombarding you with these rage scenarios. What does rage mean? Riots, city fight. That's what that means. And all they got to do, if you think that you won't do it, all they got to do is flip a switch, and based on you not understanding what mind control and electromagnetic energy is, you become susceptible to the rage. Understand that check this out. If a person comes before you with anger, yelling at you, you react with anger. Most people, the average person. Or someone's, whatever, step on their foot or smack you, walk up a stranger, walk up and hit you, you automatically will get, your anger or your rage is triggered. You see? But if I stepped to you and I said, look, there's a guy across the street or whatever coming up to you and he's going to start yelling at you and hit you, you are already now beginning to prepare yourself, you see, consciously and physically. And by understanding the information I just gave you, you will not use the rage program that is implanted within you.
How deep is that? And we were just talking, I opened this broadcast with that. Like, people are not acting right. You know what I'm saying? 28 years later is either out or is coming out. You see what I'm saying? You know, the riots in LA that's going on right now. You know what I mean? Again, it's been cloudy like for most of the day, and then later on in the day, the sun will come out. That's not normal. All right? It's not normal. Okay? As I'm driving along, you know, the roads here in Texas, people are just really acting retarded. drive and just doing things, just a really crude, quick example. I'm on my way to it, and I'm a couple feet away from a red light, and someone jumps in front of me and don't gain much, ground, just to get to the red light before me. I mean, shit like that. Just really stupid, petty shit. People are, like Proc said, now it makes sense why people are glitching out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Absolutely. What's up, Brent? That made me mad, but the door was perfect, right? What happened to your old thing? I think it's still there, Caribbean Grimoire. Done on purpose to accept transhumanism, merge man and machine, and invert the balance of energy. Right. Exactly. What's up, Lloyd? All that transformation bullshit to pick up soap in jail. Right. Oh man. I could go in on that one alone. I won't though. I won't. Right. That was funny. Ness, I agree, having the same experience. Oh, I can imagine how Houston is, Portia. I can imagine how Houston is. I know how Dallas is. So, and I think Houston might be a little worse than Dallas. What's up, Michael Surratt? Peace. Peace. So you got all these agendas going around, right? And for the most part, people are falling for it. Did any of you watch the guy I suggested, Hassan T. Johnson? Crash outs is the new normal. Oh man. If you just go on YouTube and there's so much. I could be entertained literally. Look at crash out videos. Literally, I could do it all day long and never run out of material. I could do it all day long. That's how much is happening. It's been to Dallas a few times. Yeah, it is crazy. So I don't even like Austin. And Austin is the capital of Texas, and is insane. So they gotta keep making sure that we don't have a nuclear family. They're gonna keep pushing it. They're gonna constantly push it. You know what I'm saying? So here's what Hassan T. Johnson says on the fetishization of the singular Black woman. Take a look. Okay. Take a look. Here we go. Look with an open mind at what he says here.
So we got Rihanna with her man and her child. And even down to the body posture. With this image, in contrast to the image in the statue in Senegal, highlighted for us was that in one vein, at this time, this was a few years ago, the idea was to lionize Black women as heads of family, even to the degree where their body posture, hers being masculine and leading, is being effeminate, holding the child. And of course, if you call it effeminate, there are all kinds of questions about to what extent you're a misogynist. And this is, in other words, you have to accept this silently, or else there's something wrong with you.
Or you are called sassy. You are not supposed to question it. Trust me, I've seen it so many times.
This was the idea on the cover of Vogue. The feminization of men needs to be supported, more than supported, celebrated as the new definition of manhood. So if you put this in kind of chronological alignment and contrast to Senegal, the idea you have between these two images is that one, you need to first celebrate the feminization of men. And then by the time you get to Thomas Price, 2025 New York, the absence. And this is what's considered acceptable. This is what is considered ideal. Why? Because it foregrounds women. And that's all that's important. Even Thomas Price's art project in regard to the Man series highlights how important men are from this ideological standpoint. Right? This is the idea. But when I first saw this image in New York, not this one, the Thomas Price statue, the 12-foot woman. What it reminded me of.
Sorry about the ad, y'all. This is YouTube now.
It's 2020.
Look at that. Y'all remember
Y'all
that?
remember these? Yeah. The image of Rolling Stones cover and on Times cover, right? Lionizing black women. Now, obviously, in one of these images, the Rolling Stone one most particularly, you don't see very many men at all, but you do see children, black male children. One particularly at her side, which clearly designates the power dynamic, right? It signifies mother and child. In other words, this is where men can be present in the dynamic. Men are present in the sense that we are under mama. Now, this is acceptable from the same ideological standpoint. This is really the only acceptable male presence is child. And it's acceptable until he reaches adulthood. And then you have absence. So when I first saw the statue in New York, this is actually what I thought of first. An ongoing project to downgrade and make invisible the black male presence. Even in what we saw with Thomas Price's Man series, you have the same idea. 3 minutes a day until May. And it's not necessarily called a Black Man series, just Man series. I only saw the one image. I have no idea what the other images look like yet. But even in how much presentation time you have, you can see there's a diminishment. And again, if you want to be received well in circles that support these ideas, you have to not only be excited about it, but you have to share it and propose it and challenge anyone that questions it. You know, this is the idea. We saw this in 2020, right? Middle of COVID, protests that were going on. And so we started to see the mainstream investment in the idea of the singular black woman, self-sacrificial, prophetess, leader, heroic figure. Didn't matter how many people died to put her there, to keep her there. Hell, even if we talk about BLM, we look at how many people died. Do you have that conversation? How many brothers died and nobody said much about it, even after their deaths? But we got the lionization of the black woman, which, of course, she's not going to challenge her question because, you know, it pedestalizes her.
I like that word. I don't know if that's an actual word, but he used it, so I like that word. Pedalize her. You know, funny that I show y'all this clip in this Father's Day weekend, right? Melanin Mommy says, I wonder if the chemtrails. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen a meme where it's a bright and sunny day, and then you see an airplane going across, spraying the sky, and then it says by afternoon time how cloudy it is. It happens like that every time. It pisses me off every time. You know what I mean? Just don't fall for the agendas, y'all. You know, there's a book that I think y'all should have. If you do not have it, let me know. I will put it in Patreon. Okay. It's called The Book of God. An encyclopedia of proof that the black man is God by True Islam. Okay. And look at to all the true 5%ers who struggle against all odds to let the world know that the black man is God. All right. Check this out. The black gods of antiquity. The god of ancient Egypt, the black one of the Indus Valley, the black god of Sumer. Then you got El, Ahura Mazda, Zeus, et al., one God. The name Allah among ancient blacks, who is that mystery God, the great spirit of African traditional religion, the ATRs, aka Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Palo Mayombe, and give me that old time religion. Then you got Yahweh, the black God of Israel. You know what I mean? Check this out. The Jews alter the Bible. Jews remove name Allah from the Bible. You see what I'm saying? The God of the early Christians. You got the historical Jesus. This is a great book to have. Okay. Remember, I said, get mad information from everywhere. All right. Get it from everywhere, whether it's from a Buddhist, whether it's from a Muslim, whether it's from a 5%er, whether it's from a Christian. You can get knowledge from everywhere. All right. Forget the titles, forget the labels. Okay. You always can learn something. You should be learning something every single day. Yes, the book of God. That's the name of it. I will put it in Patreon. Okay. I will put it in Patreon. The other book, I don't know if I mentioned this book before. It's called the book Your Church Doesn't Want You to Read by Tim Leadham. Have y'all seen this book? Okay. The book Your Church Doesn't Want You to Read. All right. From Rome to the Bible Belt, the book is causing the storm of the century, an enlightening anthology by world-renowned theologians, historians, and researchers that exposes and challenges misrepresentations and age-old beliefs. All right? I hate when I do this. I think I may have mentioned this book to y'all before. Okay? Look at what that says right there. Can y'all see this? Yeah, y'all can see it, I think. Y'all all right? Because of religion, more human beings have been murdered, tortured, maimed, denigrated, discriminated against, humiliated, hated, and scorned than for any other reason in the totality of the history of man. And that's religion. You see what I mean? The relationship between you, your spirit, and the creator of the universe is a deeply personal matter. There can be no middleman in this relationship. Not your parents, not your minister, not a bishop, nor any other self-appointed representative of God, such as the Pope and his phalanx of underlings. How absurd to think that another human being could be the representative of the creator of the universe for us humans living on this planet. These are just highlights from this book that I'm showing y'all. Like I said, I might have mentioned this before. I can't remember. Let's see. I have not watched this one yet, so let's look at it with me. Let's see what we got here. It's funny to me that they actually call us colored. That kills me. Oh, it wasn't playing again. Okay, shit. Let me try this again. Let me know if this plays.
This is crazy, right? This is one layer of that ultra dark tan with a glove. How nice is this color?
They don't hate the color. They just hate that the color doesn't belong to them. And they hate us for having the color that they want.
Come. That played. How about this one? Are y'all here? Are y'all cool? Y'all with me? Okay. I guess it's two men getting married. All right. So anyway, um, okay. So, all right. Um, let's celebrate fatherhood, celebrate manhood, because they're desperately trying to destroy it. You know what I mean? What's up, D? I didn't see you come in here. They're definitely trying to destroy it in every way possible. They're minions, and what I mean by minions are the celebrities, the boule. They are doing everything they can to feminize us. Y'all. So, um, one more book that I want to share with y'all, and that is this one here, More History. Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Okay, direct to the point. The above labels were coined to conceal the true identity of the Moors by their conquerors, just as Neapolitan attempted to hide the Moors' features. This was the origination of the 21 gun salutes. We perpetuate this like we tell our children that the devil is beneath the earth and God is in heaven. We play this up like the myth of Santa Claus. We keep a lie going and it passes on through generations. Black is not a nationality, nor does it relate to a nation of people. There never was a black nation, black flag, or people that claim to be of black descent. If you look up the word in the dictionary, it denotes everything that harms. Well, you might say, you mean the white man dictionary? You are a fool. The only language in African American, which I despise that, often knows is the language he or she was taught. In this case, black does not denote a national origin. Negro, you are not a Negro or colored person because these words were used in a derogatory manner that humiliated the dark-skinned people. And also the word does not denote a national origin or descent line. Okay. The next few pictures may disturb you. You must know certain conditions that were processed to break your spirit, deprive you of your Moorish birthrights, and make you a subject of the state. This is some fucking diabolical shit right here. This contraption right here, okay? This kept them from escaping. That was, I mean, because the wrong move could break their neck. You know what I mean? Anyway, Ethiopian, you are not Ethiopians because it means the demarcation line of a geographic location. The correct name was Abyssinia. You now call yourself African American? Really? Scipio Africanus captured a Spanish Moor whom he named the continent after. And this is what he looked like. Indian. This word derives from indigo, colored, stained, or dyed. This is what Christopher Columbus, it says Colombo, but named the Moors and by tribal names to conceal the true identity of our bloodline. This was a deal between the popes, kings, and queens written in the law of conquest. If you know any of these Moors referred to as Indians, they will tell you they are not Indians, but that is what the white man calls them. Latin, Dominican, Spanish, or Puerto Rican. The Spanish were European descendants that were also following the law of conquest. They conquered the aboriginals of the portion of the land, killed off the black, brown, yellow, and red people, mixed their blood, and after generations produced a light shade. This is called grafting in modern times. This is why the KKK did not want to mix with Moorish blood or Jewish because they would be the minority like in 2012. Now, don't think there were no dark Moors with the Spaniards. All right. And then it keeps going. Okay. Now, here's yet another book I will probably put in Patreon. All right. Okay. This is also men's mental health. Oh, somebody said it. Brother Moore said, you know, this month is men's mental health month, Black Music Month, and Pride Month. It's like an onslaught of fuckery. Exactly. That's why I hate for people to, words mean things. All right. They mean things. Okay, know what the hell you're saying. Know what words mean. All right, people are just saying things just because they hear it. You see what I'm saying? Please stop calling yourself Black or African American. That don't mean shit. You know, it's crazy. Mental Health Month, Men's Mental Health Month, and yet you got Pride Month at the same time. They doing everything they can to destroy. I mean, it's just non-fucking stop. I keep apologizing for talking about this, but fuck that. Somebody's got to talk about it. You know what I mean? Just please, please, please take heed to the words that I'm saying to y'all. I've been giving out magical tips and tricks for the past 10 years. All right. 10 years. That's a long time to be giving out stuff. I hope some of this stuff applies. Or no, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say it that way. I hope that some of the stuff that I say here, that you apply it. Okay. For the most part, people who are either trained by me or hear stuff in the video say that stuff I give out works. All right. Like this particular video I did 2 years ago. All right. 2 years ago. Check this out. Check out the spell, not spell, but it's a jar that I give out. All right, let's see if I can get this back. Anyway. Peace, Lenora. Peace, 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 peace. Oh, I got a spell for y'all. How many people want to spell? Remember we was Psalmic magic. Remember I was doing that for a minute? Figured I would give y'all a couple more tips. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we have here. We have for favor in general. Okay. Favor. You write this psalm. I put name. It should say psalm number 75. You write the whole psalm out on parchment paper and have it suspend from your neck. Okay. I don't know why I have name up there, but the name is Emmett. All right. Emmett. And if in case you've forgotten or you've not seen any of the videos I did with concerning psalmic magic, what you do is while you're praying the psalm, you repeat this name of God inside your mind. Okay. Emmett. That's for favor in general. And again, you'd be surprised at how well these psalms work. Thanks for the offering, Imhotep. Disrespectful to ML. Almost like, y'all know Boston is a really racist place, right? So why all of a sudden would they put up something like that? I'm like, it looks. So y'all couldn't hear that? Y'all couldn't hear that at all? Let me try again. It's real quick. It's not long. Let's try. Seeing people say,
Please let me know if you can hear this.
I've seen people say all kind of stupid shit, but in regards to that. Yeah. Oops. What else was I going to give y'all? Let's see. Yeah. Let me look at my notes. I got a money spell bottle. How many wants that one? I had to look at my notes real quick. A money spell bottle. So it's a money bottle. Y'all want it or what? What's up with that? Talk to me. And I'll tell you what you need and the spell. Kanye West got married, huh? You need 5. All right. Pay attention to Elegant Granny. She knows what she's talking about. Reintroduction of the auction block. That's why I'm like, it could be any other city. Why in the hell would it be Boston? So anyway, here is a money spell bottom. So what you need 5 old pennies. 5 old pennies. You need 5 dimes. 5 quarters. You need 5 kernels of dried corn. You need 5 sesame seeds. You need 5 cinnamon sticks. You need 5 cloves. You need 5 whole allspice and 5 pecans. Did everybody get that? You need 5 of each of those items. You want me to say them again? I don't know how the hell I be always getting tongue-tied when I'm here. Okay, you need 5 old pennies, 5 dimes, 5 quarters, 5 kernels of dried corn, 5 sesame seeds, 5 cinnamon sticks, 5 cloves, 5 whole allspice, and 5 pecans. Okay. You place each item into a thin, tall bottle. Okay. And make sure the cap is tightly shut. Shake the bottle with your dominant hand for 5 minutes while chanting these words. Okay. So you need 5 old pennies, 5 dimes, 5 quarters, 5 kernels of dried corn, 5 sesame seeds, 5 cinnamon sticks, 5 cloves, 5 whole allspice, and 5 pecans. None of that is hard to find. None of it. Okay. Place all of that into a tall bottle, tall, thin bottle. Okay. Make sure it's capped tightly. Shake the bottle with your dominant hand for 5 minutes with these words: herbs and silver, copper and grain, work to increase my money gain. That's it. Okay. Herbs and silver, copper and grain, work to increase my money gain. And you place this money spell bottle on the table somewhere in your house. Okay. Leave your purse, your pocketbook, your wallet, your checkbook, whatever, near the bottle when you're at home. Okay. So be it, so shall it be done. That's it. I went to the bank to cash. All right. And so that was given out 2 years ago. So most of the things that I give out are Kabbalistic magic broken all the way down. It is hoodoo. You know what I mean? Of course, I can't give out things on the Goetia because that's ceremonial magic. I'm not gonna give out any black magic. I refuse to do that one. I can't get out any clip. I can't do anything that's ceremonial out on here. The most I can do is give y'all, little tips and tricks. Okay. That was always my goal. All right. To those who will actually use this shit. Okay. Gave out the current needs spell a couple times. All right. These are things that you can readily do. You'd be surprised at how many people don't do them. Okay. So, anyway, thanks for joining me today. Let's make this weekend all about fathers. I hope you put some of the stuff that I put out to use. All right. I'll see y'all next week. Enjoy the rest of the day as well as the weekend. For all you fathers, happy Father's Day. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your families. I'm the one and only, the diabolical one, Magick La Croix. See y'all next time. Let's greet you in peace. As always, namaste. Peace, y'all. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that.